Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you now to step into a consciousness so alive, so electrified with the power of your own mind, that the very concept of limitation dissolves before your eyes. Imagine, for a moment, a world in which money is not something you chase, nor something you struggle to hold, but rather a force that listens, obeys, and multiplies according to your deliberate command. This is not wishful thinking. It is the natural consequence of aligning your mind, your word, and your expectation with the unshakable truth that the universe is endlessly abundant. The moment you realize that every single thought, every feeling you cultivate, every declaration you make carries within it the seed of creation, you step into the currency of the divine, the language of wealth that flows eternally when rightly understood. Wealth is not a mystery, it is a manifestation, a reflection of the internal realities that you have trained yourself to believe, to honor, and to project outward with unwavering consistency. Now, let us speak of the first and most vital principle, the recognition of your own authority over money. Many wander through life as if wealth were an external condition, something to be won or earned by luck, by effort, or by the whims of others. But you must see, with perfect clarity, that money is first and foremost a reflection of consciousness. Your mind, disciplined and intentional, is the channel through which infinite resources flow. Every time you declare, consciously and with feeling, that abundance is your natural state, you set into motion forces that respond instantaneously. The universe does not question the logic of your desires. It merely obeys the command of your belief. Therefore, the very first act of mastery is to speak to your money as if it already exists in forms beyond your current vision, to treat it as alive, intelligent, and capable of responding to the voice of your expectation. Consider for a moment the simple yet profound exercise of conscious declaration. Each morning as you awaken, speak to your money in the language of certainty. I am a magnet for wealth. Money flows to me now, in expected and unexpected ways. My supply is infinite, unending, and constantly expanding. As you do this, feel it not as an idle ritual but as a living truth that courses through every cell of your being. Visualize the dollars, the opportunities, the prosperity surrounding you, not as distant dreams, but as present realities. See yourself holding them, transacting with them, using them to enhance life and uplift others. The vibration you emit in these moments is the signal sent across the universe, and the universe responds, always responding to that signal with precision. Many fail to grasp this because they have trained themselves to see lack, to speak fear, to lament absence. Yet, if you wish to command the ceaseless flow of wealth, you must consciously undo this conditioning. Every negative thought about money, every worry, every frustration, is a closed door that blocks your abundance. Replace it instead with absolute, unshakable faith in your power to create, in the law that governs giving and receiving, in the intelligence that flows through you and makes wealth inevitable. Say to yourself now, I have the authority to call forth money. I am worthy. I am prepared. I am ready to receive. Do not merely whisper it. Let it resonate. Let it thunder within. Let it become a declaration that vibrates into the unseen and calls back to you all that you have imagined. It is crucial to understand, however, that the universe does not respond to half-hearted commands. You cannot murmur, I hope for abundance, and expect a torrent of prosperity to materialize. You must declare, believe, and act in concert with an unshakable certainty. Money responds to expectation that is so vivid, so tangible, that it ignites a chain reaction beyond the mere mechanics of thought. You must cultivate a mental image of your wealth, a scene so detailed, so alive, that it begins to occupy the same space in your mind as any present experience. See the transactions, the exchanges, the abundance flowing freely to you. Hear the sounds of prosperity, the laughter, the joy, the freedom that wealth brings. Feel it in your body, as heat, as light, as electricity coursing through your veins, because in this state, your body becomes the magnetic field that draws your desired reality into form. Now let us examine the secret of continual growth, the principle that allows money not just to arrive, but to compound and to multiply without end. This is the principle of conscious expectation combined with inspired action. You must understand that wealth is not merely an object, it is a living stream of energy. You cannot command it to grow and then remain stagnant, idle, or resistant. Action, inspired by insight, is the language through which your mind communicates with matter, and yet action alone, without the conscious law of expectation, is insufficient. You must act as if the abundance is already present, letting each step, each investment, each effort be guided by the inner certainty that the results are already yours. This is the magnetism of wealth in its highest form, the perfect synergy of mental decree and tangible effort, of faith in the unseen and diligence in the seen. Consider how often people earn, only to lose, only to struggle again. They have not grasped the inner law that governs financial manifestation. They have not learned to speak to money, to treat it as an obedient, responsive force. They have not learned to recognize the infinite wellspring within themselves that is always ready to supply. Begin now, in your mind, to see money not as a finite commodity, but as a perpetually regenerating stream, replenished by your belief, your gratitude, your unwavering expectation. Tell your money to grow, command it to expand. Speak as though it were listening, for it is, and it responds without hesitation to the consciousness that acknowledges its existence as a living, responsive, and infinitely abundant force. As you do this, you must also remove all blocks of doubt. Doubt is the kryptonite to manifestation. It weakens the signal, scatters your mental energy, and delays the inevitable response. Replace doubt with knowledge, for knowledge is the foundation of wealth manifestation. Know this: there is an intelligence, a consciousness, a divine order that responds to your thought. Know this: the universe is not hostile or indifferent, but pliant and generous when approached with clarity, conviction, and deliberate thought. Know this: you are not a beggar. You are a creator, a designer of reality, and your money, your wealth, your prosperity are tools that obey your design. And here, my friends, is where the true mastery lies, in the union of desire, faith, and action. Desire alone, untempered by faith, is like planting seeds in barren soil. Faith alone, without action, is like a river that refuses to flow. But the combination, the clarity of desire, the certainty of expectation, and the deliberate steps taken in alignment with the inner vision, is unstoppable. This combination activates a force that moves faster than circumstance, transcends obstacles, and rewrites the rules of financial reality. It is a force so potent that lack cannot touch it, scarcity cannot hinder it, and limitations dissolve in its presence. You must also learn to speak to money in gratitude, for the law of reciprocity is not abstract, it is precise. Gratitude is not merely polite acknowledgement, it is a dynamic energy that increases the flow. When you thank your money as though it were already yours, you amplify its presence, you signal your alignment with the infinite supply, and you participate actively in the creation of more. This is why you must cultivate a mental habit of counting, naming, appreciating, and rejoicing in every manifestation, large or small, as if it were the first step of an endless chain of wealth. The universe recognizes your signal and responds in kind, sending more and more into your field of consciousness and reality. The mind, once trained in this way, begins to operate with precision, clarity, and an almost supernatural understanding of opportunity. You begin to see money where others see obstacles, to attract people, circumstances, and ideas that act as conduits of prosperity. This is the result of telepathic alignment, the mind speaking to the unseen, attracting, harmonizing, and orchestrating events according to the script you have written in the theater of your imagination. Every thought, every spoken word, every feeling of certainty is a cue for the universe to produce, and when your mind is disciplined, when your word is powerful, when your expectation is unshakable, the universe responds with exactitude. You do not chase, you do not compete, you do not plead. You simply declare, you simply believe. You simply accept, and your wealth obeys. And let us not forget the importance of elimination, the removal of limiting beliefs, toxic thought patterns, and inherited attitudes about money that no longer serve you. These are the weeds that choke the garden of your abundance. Consciously identify them, challenge them, and replace them with affirmations, visions, and habits that reflect the infinite potential within you. Speak to your mind constantly, with deliberate intention. I am a master of money. I am the channel through which abundance flows. I am worthy, capable, and deserving of infinite wealth. Let these words reverberate within you. Let them become your mental atmosphere, your habitual expectation, your unbreakable truth. Every day, in every interaction, in every thought, let your consciousness be saturated with the knowledge that money is not outside of you. It is a reflection of the reality you have cultivated within. Treat it with respect, honor it with belief, nurture it with expectation, and it will respond by multiplying, expanding, and flowing to you in unending streams. The universe delights in obedience, and your wealth responds to the authority you wield over your own mind. You do not need to understand how it happens. You need only to accept that it does, and act in harmony with the law. As you continue to train your mind in this sacred dialogue with wealth, notice how the universe begins to mirror your inner convictions. It begins with subtle signs, opportunities that appear precisely when you need them, insights that seem to arrive from nowhere, coincidences that are too precise to be mere chance. These are the confirmations that your mind is speaking fluently in the language of creation. Every encounter, every transaction, every thought is a thread in the tapestry of abundance you are weaving. Do not underestimate the power of consistency. Repetition, clarity, and unwavering focus cement your authority over the flow of money. Speak daily to your wealth. See it moving in and through you. Imagine its presence in your life in the most vivid, tangible forms. Let the sensation of possessing, enjoying, and wisely using your abundance become a living, breathing reality in your consciousness. Now, consider the immense power of your imagination. Imagination is not mere fantasy, it is the laboratory of your destiny. What you imagine with faith becomes your material world. The mind that can see wealth with absolute certainty is the mind that can attract it. Close your eyes and imagine a stream of money flowing to you freely. Feel it, hear it, taste it, touch it. Sense the delight of possibilities it brings, the joy of security, the freedom to create, to give, to expand. The richer your imagination, the more robust your material manifestations. Money is not simply paper, numbers, or currency. It is energy responding to thought. The richer, more detailed, and more passionate your inner vision, the stronger the magnetic pull you exert upon the invisible forces that govern reality. In this sacred practice, the alignment of desire, belief, and gratitude is paramount. You must desire without fear, believe without hesitation, and express gratitude without restraint. Fear and doubt are the only true barriers to manifestation. They are not real in themselves. They are simply the echoes of conditioning and old habits. You have the power to quiet them, to replace them with certainty, to flood your mind with the conviction that the universe delights in your success, that wealth is not just available to you, it is inevitable for you when you act in harmony with the laws of creation. There is also a remarkable law that governs the expansion of money, the law of circulation. Money, like energy, cannot stagnate. It must move, it must flow, it must be exchanged. When you hoard it out of fear, you interrupt its natural rhythm and diminish its power. When you allow it to circulate, to be invested, to be used to create, to be shared in alignment with purpose, it grows exponentially. The universe rewards circulation. Abundance thrives when it moves freely, and prosperity magnifies when you participate consciously in its flow. Command your money to circulate wisely, to multiply, and to return to you enriched and enhanced. Treat every dollar as a living servant, obedient to your will, and you will witness a compounding of resources that defies ordinary comprehension. Now, let us speak of the mental discipline required to sustain this extraordinary state. The mind is a fertile field, and every thought planted there bears fruit in your external reality. Guard your mind with vigilance. Choose thoughts that nurture abundance. Reject thoughts that cultivate scarcity. Speak to yourself with kindness, confidence, and unwavering expectation. Every word you utter internally is a command to the universe. Speak not only of what you want, but of what you are already experiencing. Say, I am abundant, I am prosperous, I am wealthy. Money flows to me now and forever. Let these words penetrate every fiber of your being, for the universe does not distinguish between past, present, or future. It responds to the feeling and conviction behind your declarations. In addition to thought, you must cultivate feeling. The universe responds to feeling with even greater immediacy than to words. Feel the joy, the security, the exhilaration of wealth. Feel the gratitude, the satisfaction, the freedom. Do not postpone feeling until after the money arrives. Feel it now, in anticipation, as though it were already yours. The emotion you cultivate is the signal that resonates across dimensions, the vibration that summons your wealth. The mind may imagine, the body may act, but it is feeling that commands reality. Let your heart vibrate with certainty, and watch the material world mirror your inner state with precision. Another essential principle is detachment. While you speak to money, visualize it and feel its presence. Do not cling to the how or fret over the timeline. The universe moves with perfect timing, and your focus must remain on certainty rather than strategy. Trust that every step is orchestrated, that every need is anticipated, and that the intelligence guiding abundance is beyond your comprehension, yet perfectly aligned with your desires. Command with faith, act with diligence, and release with trust. In this delicate balance, you find the alchemy of true wealth. You do not chase, you do not force, you do not bargain. You simply decree, align, and allow the invisible to manifest the visible. Let us now embrace the power of words as the ultimate currency of creation. Each word you speak, whether to yourself or aloud, carries weight and potency. Words can attract, repel, multiply, or diminish. Speak with the authority of someone who commands the forces of the universe. Say, I am a magnet for money. Wealth is my natural state. I am aligned with infinite abundance. Money obeys my every command. Repeat these words with conviction, not as empty phrases but as declarations infused with life. Speak to your money as though it were already a part of your reality. Speak to it as a living entity that recognizes your authority, understands your desire, and responds to your expectation. This is the language through which you exercise dominion over the currents of wealth. Consider also the telepathy of the mind in relation to abundance. When your thoughts, emotions, and spoken words are aligned with certainty, you emit a frequency that communicates directly with the universe. This frequency carries your intentions into the unseen realm, where intelligence and opportunity converge to bring forth your desires. It is as if the universe itself hears, interprets, and obeys your command. Through telepathy with the infinite, you orchestrate circumstances, people, and resources to flow toward you effortlessly. The more precise your thoughts, the more unwavering your expectation, the more palpable the results become. And now, embrace the notion that money is not merely for comfort, it is for expression, creation, and expansion. Wealth in its highest form is not accumulation. It is a tool to amplify your life and the lives of others. Command it to multiply with purpose, with creativity, with the intent to contribute, to innovate, and to elevate. Every action you take with money, every investment of your resources, every generous act, strengthens the magnetic field of your abundance. The universe responds to alignment with purpose as it does to clarity of mind. Wealth that flows with intention becomes unstoppable, self-perpetuating, and eternal. Even in the face of apparent scarcity, maintain unwavering faith. Scarcity is an illusion, a temporary condition, a mirror of misalignment. Command your money to grow not in reaction to lack, but as an expression of your conscious expectation. See opportunity where others see obstacle. Hear invitation where others hear rejection. Feel abundance where others feel limitation. Train your consciousness to perceive only the fertile soil, the possibilities, the ever-expanding stream of wealth that responds to your command. You are not a victim of circumstance, you are the orchestrator of reality, the conscious creator of infinite prosperity. Finally, cultivate the joy of receiving. Many have learned to give, but few understand the sacred art of receiving. Receiving is not passive, it is active engagement with the forces of the universe. Receive money with gratitude, with recognition, with celebration, as though the universe has delivered, a gift tailored precisely to your desire. Do not resist, do not undervalue, do not doubt. Accept with open arms, knowing that your conscious act of reception signals readiness for even more abundance. The universe delights in your preparedness, and each act of conscious reception expands your capacity to receive beyond measure. Every step of this practice, the declaration, the visualization, the feeling, the gratitude, the circulation, the detachment, the authority of words, the telepathy with the universe, the alignment with purpose, the joy of receiving, constructs a reality in which wealth grows eternally. Money becomes obedient to your mind, responsive to your heart, and amplified by your clarity of vision. You have now entered a state in which the forces of creation move in harmony with your will, a state where lack cannot persist, where limitations dissolve, and where the manifestation of abundance is not a hope but a certainty. Now imagine yourself standing fully in this reality, where money is not an external pursuit but a natural consequence of your consciousness, a loyal servant of your mental command. Feel the exhilaration of this truth, settling into every fiber of your being, that abundance is your natural state, that wealth is an obedient extension of your thought, and that your mind is the instrument through which the universe delivers infinite resources. When you awaken each day, let this consciousness be your first act, your first thought, your first declaration. Before the mind is clouded with the chatter of the world, speak directly to your inner field. Money flows to me effortlessly. Wealth is constant, ever expanding, and perfectly aligned with my highest good. Feel these words as if they are already a tangible reality, allowing them to ripple through your entire being, shaping your cells, your energy, your perception, and your actions. Understand this deeply. The universe does not differentiate between imagined reality and present reality when the feeling is real. It responds to the conviction and certainty you cultivate. Therefore, to command money to grow forever, you must live in the sensation of already possessing it. Let your imagination be vivid, your expectation unwavering, your feeling fully embodied. See the checks arriving, the accounts growing, the opportunities multiplying, the flow unending. Hear the laughter of your success, smell the air of prosperity, sense the lightness that accompanies financial freedom. Every sense you engage in your imagination amplifies the magnetic field of your abundance, creating a tangible force that draws the visible into alignment with the invisible. As you deepen into this practice, recognize that repetition is your ally. Daily reaffirmation of your financial sovereignty is not redundancy, it is reinforcement. Each declaration strengthens the neural pathways in your brain. Each visualization strengthens the bridge between thought and reality. Each act of gratitude sends an energetic signal across dimensions. Consistency is the bedrock upon which wealth manifests. The mind, once disciplined, begins to operate with intuitive clarity, recognizing opportunities and solutions that were invisible before. The subconscious aligns with conscious intention, and suddenly, money appears not as a struggle but as an effortless extension of your alignment with the universal law. There is also a principle of expansion that cannot be overlooked. Money is not limited, finite, or scarce. It is energy, infinite in its capacity to flow, grow, and multiply. To think otherwise is to impose limits upon the limitless. You must embrace the mental habit of thinking expansively, acting expansively, speaking expansively, and feeling expansively. Say boldly, with all the power of your belief, my wealth multiplies continuously. My resources expand without end. Money grows for me now and forever. Feel the authority in your words, feel the truth in your declaration, and allow this commanding energy to permeate every interaction, every decision, every moment of your life. Let us explore the telepathic connection between your mind and the universal field of abundance. Every thought you hold, every word you utter, every emotion you sustain, sends a signal into the infinite. This signal is like a tuning fork, attracting all frequencies that resonate in harmony with your vibration. The universe, intelligent and responsive, orchestrates events, people, opportunities, and resources that align with your energetic declaration. Therefore, it is not enough to wish, you must embody. Not enough to speak, you must feel. Not enough to plan, you must inhabit the reality of abundance fully. Your mind, aligned, coherent, and powerful, becomes a magnet for wealth, a channel for infinite prosperity, a conduit for creative manifestation that moves faster than circumstance, bypasses obstacles, and multiplies itself endlessly. Consider now the importance of inspired action. While your mind commands and your feelings magnetize, your actions solidify. Action in alignment with conscious expectation is not laborious, it is joyous, effortless, and deliberate. It is the physical echo of your inner decree. Every step taken from a place of clarity, certainty, and inspired direction amplifies your command. The universe does not require you to toil blindly, it requires you to act intelligently, confidently, and in resonance with the abundance you are calling forth. Do this, and the flow accelerates, opportunities multiply, and money grows exponentially, not as a struggle, but as a natural consequence of your intentional alignment. Let us also address the role of gratitude in the perpetuation of wealth. Gratitude is the lubricant of abundance. It is the energy that allows money to move freely and multiply. Every acknowledgement of financial provision, every celebration of small victories, every heartfelt thanks for resources already present, sends a signal to the universe that you are aligned with its generosity. Gratitude is not passive, it is a powerful force of creation. By expressing it daily, you reinforce your relationship with wealth, expand your capacity to receive, and invite the continuous flow of money into your life. Speak gratitude not only for what you have but for what is coming, and watch as the invisible energies accelerate to bring it into manifestation. Now, let us address a critical secret often overlooked, the inner sense of deservingness. You cannot manifest endless wealth if you secretly doubt your worthiness. Scarcity is rooted not in external conditions, but in internal disbelief. You must cultivate an unwavering sense that you are worthy of infinite abundance. Affirm, I am worthy of limitless wealth. I am prepared to receive. I am aligned with prosperity on all levels. Let these words echo through your subconscious until every cell vibrates with certainty. Remove all notions of inadequacy, scarcity, and limitation. Replace them with self-trust, faith, and absolute certainty that the universe delights in your success, that money multiplies when you call it, and that your abundance is eternal. The principle of circulation, previously mentioned, deepens here. Money, like life, thrives when it moves. Stagnation is stagnation of energy, giving, investing, sharing. These are not losses, they are accelerants. When you allow money to flow in alignment with your purpose, it returns amplified. When you circulate resources wisely, in service to creation and abundance, the universe responds by multiplying your supply, expanding your reach, and enhancing your influence. Money becomes a living energy, responding to your will, obeying your commands, and growing in ways that mirror your inner vibrational reality. Furthermore, understand that the combination of clarity, expectation, and deliberate mental discipline forms the bedrock of infinite financial growth. Thought without clarity is directionless. Expectation without certainty is weak. Discipline without vision is inert. But combined, these three create a force that cannot be stopped. Your mind becomes a conductor, channeling the cosmic current of abundance into tangible, visible, and ever-expanding reality. Speak, visualize, feel, act, and circulate, repeatedly, deliberately, consistently, and watch as the law of manifestation bends itself to your command. Imagine for a moment the profound liberation that arises from mastering these principles. Money no longer dictates your choices, you dictate its flow. Opportunities no longer evade you, they are attracted to your energy. Obstacles no longer hinder you, they dissolve in the presence of your unwavering expectation. Scarcity cannot touch you, it simply fades before your authority. Wealth becomes a constant companion, multiplying endlessly, responding to your command, and allowing you to live fully, creatively, generously, and powerfully. This is the realm of the mind fully aligned with the laws of prosperity, a realm where money obeys, multiplies, and sustains without end. And so, we arrive at the ultimate understanding. Money, abundance, prosperity. These are not external forces to be earned or begged for. They are reflections of your consciousness, obedient responses to the authority, clarity, and expectation you cultivate within. Every word you speak, every thought you nurture, every feeling you embody, every action you take in alignment with your inner decree sends ripples into the universe that manifest as money growing forever. Speak to your money with love, clarity, and certainty. See it, feel it, circulate it, rejoice in it, command it, and it obeys. This is your birthright. This is the law. This is the infinite power that flows through your mind and creates reality without limit, without struggle, and without end. Now I urge you to consider the extraordinary principle of conscious expectation. When you expect abundance as an undeniable certainty, the universe orchestrates circumstances to match that expectation. Expectation is not idle wishing. It is a deliberate mental posture that aligns every atom of your being with the energy of wealth. To command money to grow forever, you must inhabit the reality of having it now. Let your mind dwell in that reality fully, as if the dollars, opportunities, and resources you desire are already present. Visualize them flowing freely, circulating wisely, expanding naturally. Feel their presence in your life. Hear the rhythms of prosperity, and sense the lightness and joy that financial freedom brings. The universe responds to this living, breathing expectation with fidelity beyond imagination. Consider also the power of belief intertwined with the certainty of your own authority. Money, like all forms of energy, obeys the mind that is fully aligned with the laws of creation. Half-hearted belief produces half-hearted results. Doubt dilutes the magnetic force of your intentions. To manifest wealth eternally, you must cultivate absolute, unshakable faith in your power to attract and command financial abundance. Say boldly, with conviction and feeling, I am the master of my wealth. Money flows to me endlessly. Prosperity obeys my command and expands without limit. These words, when spoken with feeling and embodied in your consciousness, carry immense creative potency. They are not mere affirmations. They are declarations of reality, and the universe honors them without hesitation. As you deepen this practice, recognize that action, inspired by insight, is the bridge between mental decree and material reality. Action is not separate from manifestation, it is a continuation of it. But notice this crucial point: action guided by doubt, fear, or impatience produces struggle. Action aligned with certainty, clarity, and expectation produces effortless expansion. Each decision, each step, each investment becomes a channel for infinite abundance when conducted from the consciousness of already having, already being, and already deserving. Action in this state is joyful, confident, and precise. It amplifies the command you issue to the universe and accelerates the growth of your wealth. Now, let us embrace the profound principle of mental rehearsal. Just as an athlete visualizes perfect performance, you must visualize perfect financial alignment. Picture every transaction, every influx of resources, every increase in your accounts. Imagine the use of your wealth with creativity, purpose, and joy. Let the scene be detailed, complete, and alive. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, sense the atmosphere of abundance. The universe cannot distinguish between imagination and reality when the feeling is fully engaged. By rehearsing wealth as an active, lived experience, you create the vibrational reality to which money is magnetically drawn. This is the secret of continuous, effortless financial growth, the vivid, precise, and emotionally charged visualization of abundance. We must also consider the role of detachment. To command money to grow forever, you must release the obsession over the how and the when. The universe moves with perfect timing. Your task is to maintain clarity, expectation, and feeling. Let go of anxiety, impatience, and control over method. Trust that every need is met in divine timing, that every step is orchestrated, that money will respond in perfect sequence to your command. This is the balance between conscious decree and universal flow. You command, you expect, you act, and then you release, leaving space for infinite manifestation. It is vital to recognize the living intelligence in money itself. Money is not inert. It responds to thought, feeling, and word. Speak to it as you would to a loyal ally, with clarity, authority, respect, and gratitude. Command it to grow, to circulate, to expand, and to multiply, and it will obey. Every thought of scarcity, every worry, every hesitation acts as friction that slows its flow. Every thought of confidence, every declaration of abundance, every act of gratitude acts as acceleration, allowing money to move freely, multiply exponentially, and return to you enriched. Treat money as a conscious, obedient energy, and it responds accordingly. Gratitude, then, becomes not only a habit, but a magnet. Express gratitude for wealth already present, for wealth that is coming, and for the infinite potential of wealth that exists in the unseen. Gratitude broadcasts a signal that says, I recognize abundance, I accept abundance, I celebrate abundance. The universe responds instantly to this signal, supplying more, expanding more, and reinforcing the flow. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to perpetual wealth, the invisible thread that connects your consciousness to infinite resources. Furthermore, consider the principle of alignment with purpose. Money manifests most powerfully when it flows in harmony with your higher goals and creative intentions. Wealth without purpose is temporary, erratic, and unsatisfying. Wealth aligned with vision, contribution, and intention multiplies naturally, perpetually, and joyfully. Command your money to grow with purpose. Let it serve your creativity, your mission, your expansion. When money flows through you as an instrument of intention, it becomes a river of perpetual abundance, a force that regenerates itself endlessly, and a reflection of the infinite intelligence that animates the universe. Let us also explore the mental clarity required for sustained abundance. The mind cluttered with worry, fear, or indecision cannot command wealth effectively. You must cultivate mental sharpness, emotional coherence, and focused expectation. Clear the inner landscape of doubts, negative beliefs, and hesitations. Replace them with clarity, certainty, and unwavering faith. Imagine your mind as a finely tuned instrument, vibrating in perfect harmony with the energy of money. Each thought is deliberate, each word is potent, each feeling is aligned. In this state, money grows without effort, multiplies without delay, and responds without question. Now, consider the joy of receiving. Receiving is an art, a deliberate act of alignment. Many fear abundance, resist it, or undervalue it. To manifest wealth forever, you must receive fully, gratefully, and confidently. Accept the gifts of the universe, both seen and unseen, knowing that your reception signals readiness for greater streams of prosperity. Every act of conscious reception amplifies your magnetic field, expands your capacity, and attracts more resources to you. Receiving is not passive, it is the conscious acknowledgement of abundance, a sacred act that multiplies wealth infinitely. As this practice deepens, notice the telepathic dialogue you establish with the universe. Every thought, feeling, and word broadcasts into the unseen, summoning circumstances, opportunities, and resources that harmonize with your vibration. The universe responds to clarity, certainty, and expectation with precision. You do not negotiate with scarcity, you command abundance. You do not wait for opportunity, you magnetize it. You do not hope for wealth, you inhabit it. This is the intelligence of conscious manifestation, the ability to orchestrate reality by aligning thought, word, feeling, and action. And so, we arrive at the profound truth: money is not an external condition, it is a reflection of your consciousness. Every mental image, every spoken word, every feeling of certainty, every act of gratitude, every inspired action, every wise circulation of resources is a declaration to the universe that abundance is your natural state. Speak, see, feel, act, circulate, rejoice, and repeat. Money grows in response to these forces. It grows endlessly. It grows powerfully. It grows for as long as you maintain the consciousness of wealth. Command it, expect it, circulate it, receive it, and let it multiply forever.